right, this is Aaron Rice with the Virtual Reality Collaboration Lab, otherwise known as VR Collab, and we are live. We're live, but by the time you watch this, it'll be a pre-recorded podcast. I've got two very special guests with us today. Robert, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what you do for a living.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for that, Aaron. My name is Robert Politzer. I am the founder and CEO of Green Street NYC, which is evolving into Green Street Global, and we are developing a platform for zero net cost building upgrades. Very, very passionate about our business and how we can upgrade commercial buildings to significantly lower utility costs, operating costs, and carbon emissions, and making it a highly profitable venture. That's our fundamental mission, because we understand the mindset of commercial property owners. And so the more we can make these upgrade programs profitable, the more traction we're going to get with the private property owners across the country and across the world.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us all the way from New York. And we've got Ms. Tanaya McDuffie. Tanaya, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what you do for a living.
Sure. Thanks, Aaron. My name is Tanaya McDuffie. I am the Senior Manager for Communications and Community Engagement at the Montgomery County Green Bank in Montgomery County, Maryland. And what we do is help provide financing for commercial properties and residential properties in the county to do clean energy projects.
What are you seeing in the Montgomery County area? And, I attended a webinar yesterday by one of our co-hosts who just logged in. Stuart, how are you?
I am good.
And I was just telling Tanaya McDuffie from the Montgomery County Green Bank about the webinar that you presented yesterday on green hushing,
right.
Which I thought was very informative. And that's basically where some of these corporate entities are meeting the goals that they've laid out in regards to sustainability and maybe some net zero goals, but then they're kind of going dark and they're not being so forthcoming for a myriad of reasons in regards to their achievements when it comes to meeting some of these sustainability goals. Tanaya, are you seeing any of that? Any quote unquote hushing in Montgomery County? Is that a thing there yet?
This is all new to me. It's the first time I'm hearing about this, so I'm not sure that I could really speak on that, but it's very interesting.
That's all right. Well, I'll go ahead and forward the South Pole article entitled Net Zero and Beyond for you so you can check it out. But Stuart, welcome. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let us know where you're based and what you do for a living.
Thank you. As you've heard, my name is Stuart Kaplow. I'm actually an attorney, but we characterize what we do as both law and non-law. We sell environmental solutions in a box. Most of our clients are Fortune 1000 businesses that are faced with environmental issues, largely sustainability oriented, but a whole host of matters. And they may or may not have the expertise in-house or with their existing professionals. So they reach out to us. And again, as I said, we characterize it as environmental services in a box because very often as many business people who are faced with dealing with sustainability, from greenhouse gas emissions to the whole host of new regulations that are upon us in the United States and in Maryland and even in Montgomery County, they want to know what the answer is. They're very good at running their business. I was just on a call with a hospital administrator. He might disagree that he's very good at running a hospital, but he runs a hospital damn well. But when it comes to figuring out how to calculate his greenhouse gas emissions, it's a little out of his wheelhouse. So folks reach out to folks like us. And while we're based in Maryland, we do work across the country. Most of our work actually in the last 2 years has been out west. Do a lot of work in Texas. Do work in obviously California for many years. Do work in Utah. And increasingly some of our work is international. We have a very large project in Spain right now, and we also have historically always done work in Great Britain. We have a series of clients in Great Britain, and they really, in some regards, are very far ahead of the United States on some of these sustainability issues. So sort of a long-winded explanation, but that's who I am. I'm very fortunate to practice in actually a woman-owned firm. I have a series of partners. They are all also attorneys. So while we view a lot of what we do as non-law, we're sort of a bunch of attorneys who have found something a little more fun than the traditional practice of law, and we'd argue a little more efficacious, because it's an opportunity to actually work on sort of repairing the world just a little bit.